Good morning, students. In this session also, I am going to work out some problems on the composite function, or where apply the chain rule. As I said in the previous session, in the previous session I gave you the method. I explained about the method of finding the derivative of a composite function, and I worked out a few problems. In today's session also, I am going to work out some problems where I make use of the chain rule here. Now, so in this session it is only the problems I will be considering. Problems in which I find the derivative, that is the common instruction that is given is find dy by dx, or they give you differentiate with respect to x, both mean the same thing. So, in the previous session I considered the algebraic function, the exponential function and one trigonometric function. Now, let me consider a function, a combination like this, tan of root of x. If y is equal to tan of root of x. Now, without showing the substitution, I am directly solving the problem here. Let us say how many functions are involved here, how many functions are combined. One is the trigonometric function tan, the other one is root x, which is an algebraic function. Now, always I told you start from the left hand side, first function like that. So, differentiate with respect to x. Differentiate with respect to x. Now, y becomes dy by dx, that would be equal to. Now, first you take tan into consideration. What is the derivative of tan x? It is secant square x. So, whether it is x or root x or whatever may be that one, first you consider tan x would be secant square x. Now, secant square of root x, first one. Do not change the second function. We are considering only the first function, that is secant square of root x. So, tan part is over. For root x it is 1 by 2 root x. The common mistake usually students do is, see, they differentiate both of them together. They write secant square, inside the bracket they write 1 by 2 root x. Do not do that one. You have to go from one function to another function. Do not differentiate both of them, or any number of functions may be there, all of them simultaneously. You have to go in the proper order. Tan would become secant square, root x remains the same. Then come to the root x part, it is 1 by 2 root x. So, the answer is secant square of root x divided by 2 into root x. So, this is the procedure we adopt. So, you have to be careful while considering the functions. Do not differentiate all of them simultaneously. So, one by one you have to consider. Now, the next problem is y is equal to cos of sin x. Now, this particular problem has been asked in one of the earlier examination, say from your textbook only, cos of sin x. Now, here in the earlier problems it was two different types of functions we considered, e power, that is exponential, algebraic, trigonometric, algebraic, like that. Here both of them are trigonometric functions only. First we apply cos, then we apply sin rule. Now, what is the formula for cos x? What is the derivative of cos x? It is minus of sin x. In the place of x, what you have here? Sin x itself. Therefore, you write dy by dx equal to cos of anything is minus sin of sin x. Do not ever change this one. It has to be written as it is. It is minus sin of sin x. Okay. So, this part is over. Come to the second part of the function. For sin x, it is cos x. And sin of sin x, do not write it as sin square also. It is not so. So, here be careful. Told you this has been asked in the one of the earlier examination. It usually is asked for a 1 mark question. So, it is minus cos of something is minus sin of the same thing that I have written. Then this is over, come to the derivative of the other function, sin x becomes cos x. So, you have to be careful about finding the derivative of such functions. next is y is equal to I am just increasing the number of functions here. Look how many functions are involved. Let us see. Square root of something, one function. Cot of something, another function. Root x is the third function. So altogether how many? There are 3 functions here. Root of, cot of, root x. 1, 2 and 3. So one by one, otherwise now if you show the substitution, for root x you have to take it as say u. Cot of u should be taken as v. So when you apply the chain rule, dy by dx would be dy by du into du by dv into dv by dx, or it is dy by dv into dv by du into du by dx. So that would be like the chain rule. Here that is not necessary, again it is again a 1 mark question. But carefully we apply the rule one by one carefully. First forget about this one, consider that as a single one function. So root of some function, what is the derivative? 1 divided by 2 into root of the same function. That is the basic function. That is why I am repeatedly telling about the basic function. Square root of anything is 1 by 2 into square root of the same thing. First thing. So this root is over. Come to cot of something, don't write in the denominator, only this would be in the denominator. Cot of root x, cot of x, what is the formula? Minus cosecant square x, right here, minus cosecant square of root x. Okay, see don't write cosecant square of 1 by root x. So this is also over. Now we have come to the last part, it is for root x, the basic formula 1 by 2 root x. So first this root 1 by 2 into root of that function into for cot of something minus cosecant square of the same thing into, it is not plus here, into only, root x would be 1 by 2 root x. Let us write in the proper form minus cosecant square of root x, whole thing divided by 2 into 2, 4 into root x into root of cot of root x. So this is the answer. See here you can see that we had 3 functions combined together. So one by one we have to take into consideration. So you have to be extremely careful how to solve this one. But these are interesting problems and also important problems. Now let me consider another one, different type here. What's the difference here? I had taken sine of 2x. While copying the problem, be careful. I had taken sine of 2x, which became cos of 2x into 2 in the earlier session. Now I am taking a power for that function, sine square x. So when I was teaching about composite function, I told you if the power or the degree is other than 1, first preference should be given to the degree to apply the formula n into x to the power n minus 1. Now let me write this as sin x whole square, isn't it? It can be written like this, sin x the whole square. Now here what is the power? Power is 2, index is 2. So it is of the form x to the power n. So first you have to give that importance to that one. So when you differentiate with respect to x here, it is x square. How do you write? 2 into x. So sin x whole square. How do you write? N into x to the power n minus 1. 2 into sin x to the power 2 minus 1, 1. I am not writing that one. So this part is over. Now what is the derivative of sin x? It is cos x, isn't it? Derivative of sin. Now it is a basic function. 2 in this problem, 2 into sin x into cos x, you have a multiple angle formula. You can write it as sin of 2x. So you have to be extremely careful, copy the problem correctly, then you can solve the problems. Now another problem where again I am considering the power of the number. Any function, need not be always a trigonometric function. Say y is equal to cos cube x here. Same type of function. The function is different, the power is different. How do you write this one? It is cos x whole to the power 3. So, x to the power n, something taken to the power n or something taken to the power 3. Therefore, dy by dx would be equal to, it is 3 into cos x to the power 3 minus 1, n into x to the power n minus 1. So, this index part is over. For cos x, what is the derivative? It is minus sin x. So, let me write in the proper order, minus 3 into sin x into 3 minus 1 is 2. So, cos x whole to the power 2 means, you write in the usual form, it is cos square x minus 3 sin x into cos square x. So, be careful whether you are having a multiple angle or a power of a function. So, depending upon that one, you have to apply carefully. Now, let me move on to the logarithmic function, combination of logarithmic function. Suppose I am having a function y is equal to log of sin x. See, usually these days they do not write the base here, that is, but strictly speaking it is e only. By chance that base is not written, it is understood that we have taken the base to be e, which I explained while discussing about the logarithm. Now come to the basic formula of log x. What is the derivative of log x? 1 by x. Here instead of x I am having sin x. So, log of something is 1 by something irrespective of the function. Therefore, when you differentiate with respect to x, log of sin x becomes 1 by sin x. It may be log of x square, log of e power x, log of 100 x square, log of tan of x, whatever may be that one, log of something would be 1 by that something. So, this logarithmic part is over. Sin x, the derivative is cos x. Because it is a trigonometric function, you can combine cos x by sin x is equal to cot x. Suppose I had cos x there, 1 by cos x into minus sin x, it would become minus tan x. So, depending upon the function and the appropriate rule for that one, you have to find out. Now, let me consider another function, log of cosecant x. I have taken log of sin x, log of cosecant x. Here, apply the same procedure. Log of something is 1 over that function, 1 by cosecant x. And what is the derivative of, so log function part is over. What is the derivative of cosecant x? It is minus cosecant x into cot x. So, it is minus cosecant x into cot x. This has to be written in the numerator. In this case, you can cancel that one. We get a simple answer. It is minus cot x. This will not happen in all the cases. We cannot do the simplification. Suppose you had secant x, then also you could do the cancellation, because the derivative of secant x, cosecant x have the same functions in the derivative also. So, unless you are familiar with all the basic formulae, you find difficult to solve these problems. Now, let me consider a different combination. Sin of e to the power x, trigonometric and exponential, that is 1 by 1 we are going to differentiate. What is the derivative of sin x? Cos x. So, it is cos of e to the power x. So, keep only this differentiate, keep this as it is, only this has to be differentiated. So, when this part is over, come to the other one, e to the power x, the derivative is e to the power x only. Even after differentiation, it remains the same. Now, I am having another combination, log of cos of e to the power x. Look here, how many functions are involved here? Logarithmic function, trigonometric function, exponential function. If you have taken the substitution, u, v and this as it is. So, it becomes dy by dx equal to dy by dv into dv by du into du by dx, isn't it? But in the same order, we are going to differentiate. That is, first you take logarithmic function. log of anything, as you know, is 1 over that function. First you write 1 by cos of e to the power x. So, this is over. You need not tick that one, just to show, understand I am writing. So, that part is over. Now, cos of something, cos of x, what is the derivative? Minus sin x. So, it is minus sin of e to the power x. You can write a bracket into, we are multiplying. Next, so this is also over. For e to the power x, it is e to the power x. In this particular problem, since it is a trigonometry function, sin of something divided by cos of the same thing, you can use tan theta is equal to sin theta by cos theta. Otherwise, we can write as it is. So, minus e to the power x, this one. Sin divided by cos, you can write tan of e to the power x. So, in this case, we got the answer could be simplified and you can write it as it is. Now, we had considered two different type of functions. Suppose I am having a function like this, y is equal to log x. Of course, some condition would be sometimes given, x greater than 1, x takes a value more than 1, okay. Because if it takes a value 1, log 1 becomes 0, I have told you already, therefore that is not taken into consideration. Here both the places I have not written the base, but it is understood that the base is e only. Now, what is the derivative of log x? The derivative of log x, as you know, is 1 by x, correct? Now, two logarithmic functions are there. Log of log x, do not write it as log square x, it is not though, it is not so there. This is log of a function which is again a logarithmic function. So, first we take this log into consideration. Log of anything is 1 by that function. So, log of log x means it is 1 by log x. So, this log function is over. For log x basic function, it is 1 by x. So, how do you write that one? 1 by x into log x. So, this is how we find out. We find the derivative of the function. Next problem, it is a little bit different. Y is equal to cos of log x plus e to the power x. Cos of log x plus e to the power x, x being a positive quantity. Sometimes there some condition would be given, otherwise generally it would be given. How many? See here, cos is one function, cos of sum of two functions given, and both of them are two different functions altogether. First we take this together we have to take, and this first we have to consider. As you know, cos of something is minus sin of the same thing. First you write that one, minus sin of, don't change this one, log x plus e to the power x. Don't write minus sin of 1 by x plus e power x. That is not correct. We have to consider the derivative of functions one by one. Cos would become minus sin having the same term there. So, into, so this part is over. Now, it is not a product, it is a sum. So, together we have to consider. For log x it is 1 by x plus e to the power x, it is e to the power x. In such problems, maximum problems, we cannot do any simplification. Don't take the LCM and all, that is not necessary. This is how we solve the problem. The next one is y is equal to sin of log x. See, I had considered log of sin x earlier in one of the problems. So, then we applied log first, sin afterwards. I could do some simplification, whereas here sin function is first. So, sin of something, sin of x is cos of x, that is cos of log of x. First I took this into consideration. Now, log of x means it is 1 by x. So that were to be log of sin x. Using the trigonometric information, we could simplify that one. Whereas here, it is not possible. So sin of log x becomes cos of log x, and for 1 by x, it is, for log x, it is 1 by x. Now another problem which was asked in one of the earlier examination for a 1 mark question. The problem was like this: if y is equal to e to the power log x to base e, show that dy by dx is equal to 1. In one of the earlier examination, for a 1 mark question it was asked. If you differentiate as it is, e to the power something is e to the power same thing, then log x should be written as 1 by x. So we would get the same thing, e power log x into 1 by x, but the answer is 1. For that, I hope you remember when I was teaching about the logarithms, I had given as a note. The note is like this: e to the power log x to base e is equal to x. If this base and this base, they are equal, whatever function we are having, that can be written directly. Need not be always x, it can be sin x, cos x, tan x, whatever may be that one, that could be written directly. I am using that information. So how do you write this one? E power log x to base e is a very simple algebraic function. When you differentiate dy by dx, the derivative of x is 1. So this is how we have to solve the problem. It was asked for a 1 mark question. So if you knew that information, then only you would get the 1 mark here. Otherwise, the derivative is a little bit complicated. Directly, you can't get the result here. Now, y is equal to sin of 2x into cos of 3x. Sin of 2x into cos of 3x. This problem or such problems can be expected for a 2 mark question. The reason is, in all the earlier problems, I had given you only one term. It may be a combination of more functions, 2, 3 functions like that, but there was only one term. So directly starting from the left hand side function part, you would differentiate that one. Whereas you can see here, it is a product of 2 functions. So which rule you are applying? The product rule, correct? Now look, both of them are composite function. It is not simply sin x, it is sin of 2x. It is not cos x, it is cos of 3x. Both of them are composite functions and applying the product rule. So product rule plus chain rule you have to apply carefully. Now differentiate with respect to x. First function, what's the product rule? First function into the derivative of the second. Now better write inside the bracket because it has got a minus sign. Cos of x, what's the derivative? Minus sin of x, that is minus sin of, in the place of x, it is 3x. But 3x also has to be differentiated, which is 3. So first function into the derivative of the second plus second function, that is cos of 3x into derivative of the first. Sin of 2x can be written as cos of 2x. For 2x it is into 2. So you can't do any simplification, but write in the proper order: minus 3 into sin 2x. Sin 2x into sin 3x plus 2 into cos 3x into cos 2x. Okay. Now this is how you have to write. So in the earlier problems, I had considered a composite function which had more than 1, 2, 3 terms also sometimes, but we had only one function. So directly one after another, within one line you could write the derivative of the function. Whereas in this one, we had a product of 2 functions and each factor of the product was a composite function. So we had to apply chain rule as well as the the product rule. Now another function where again we are having a product and we have to apply the chain rule. It is y is equal to, carefully understand, cos of x cube into sine square of x to the power 5. See, these are the problems which have been given in your present textbook. So, you can expect such problems also in the examination. Usually they take the problem from the present textbook only. Cos of x cube into sine square of x to the power 5. Little bit complicated function. Again it is a product. So, that shows that we have to apply the product rule. Now, this is cos of x cube. Cos is one function, x cube another. It is a combination of two functions. Come to this one. See here, x to the power 5 is one function, sine of x to the power 5 is another function, square is another function. So, two functions and here three functions. So, you have to apply the rule carefully. First, it is dy by dx is equal to, apply the product rule, cos of x cube, first function, into the derivative of the second. Come to the derivative, or you can write this as like this also, sine of x power 5 the whole square. It is of the form x to the power 2. So, that is, without writing that also I can write, it is x to the power 2 means n 2 into x, or x to the power n means n into x to the power n minus 1. 2 into sine of x to the power 5. So, this two part is over. I am applying the chain rule here, three terms would be there. X to the power n means n into x to the power n minus 1, that is over. Come to the sine part. Sine of something is cos of the same thing. Sin x becomes cos x. So, this is also over. What is remaining now? X to the power 5. It is a simple algebraic function, 5x to the power 4. Understand? See, first function into the derivative of the second. Sin square x becomes 2 into sin x. Sin of something becomes cos of something. And x to the power 5 becomes 5x to the power 4. So, it is a little bit lengthy differentiation, be careful. Plus second function, that is sin square of x to the power 5 into derivative of the first one. It is cos of something. You know that cos of anything is minus sin of x cube. Don't write minus sin of 3x square like that. Minus sin of x cube. So, this is over. For x cube, as you know, it is 3x square. Okay. So, here it is only two functions. So, two derivatives. Three functions, three derivatives. 1, 2 and 3. Here 1 and 2. So, let me write in the, no simplification here. Of course, you can take a common factor. Sin x to the power 5 is here and there. You can take out the only that can be taken as a common factor, and x square can be taken as a common factor, but not required. Directly you can write it is 5 into 2, that is 10x to the power 4 into cos of x cube into sin of x to the power 5 into cos of x to the power 5. Then plus of minus minus, it is 3 into x square into sin square x to the power 5 into sin of x cube. Now, this is the answer. If you want, you can take a common factor. One is x square, the other one is sin of x to the power 5. So, otherwise you can stop at this stage. So, here whenever we have a combination like this, suppose you are having only one term. If you are having only one term, then directly you can differentiate considering the functions which are involved in that one. Suppose it is containing a product, or sometimes it may contain a quotient also. For example, suppose it is like this, sin of ax plus b divided by cos of cx plus d. Now, it is a quotient rule we are applying. You cannot do any simplification here. Denominator cos of cx plus d into differentiate the numerator. Sin of something becomes cos of ax plus b. For ax plus b, it is a minus the numerator sin of ax plus b into derivative of the denominator is minus sine of Cx plus d. For Cx plus d, it is C. Whole thing divided by square of the denominator cos square of Cx plus d. Here also you can't do any simplification because we are having different coefficients here. So, you can't apply any compound angle formula also. Just write the answer. That minus of minus plus you can write A here, C there. That gives you the result. So, it may be a product rule or quotient rule or whatever may be that one. So, basically chain rule will be applied because it is a composite function we are considering. So, in the earlier session I gave you the procedure to find the derivative of a composite function. If a function is a combination of more than two functions, one by one we are going to differentiate applying the basic formulae, the derivative of the basic functions. And then in this session, the first session I gave you the procedure or the method. In the second session I worked out the problems. So, we meet in the coming sessions where I will be considering another type of functions, that is the inverse trigonometric functions. So, in the second chapter of second year PUC, you have studied about the inverse trigonometric functions. We have learnt many properties and the basic definition of an inverse trigonometric function. We will be using all those information to solve the problems on the derivative of the inverse trigonometric functions. Thank you.